Hamas, the militant group, has accepted a ceasefire proposal from Egypt and Qatar to end the 7-month war with Israel. The announcement came after Israel ordered an evacuation of Rafah, a southern Gaza town, ahead of a military operation. The ceasefire details are not released, but it's expected that Hamas would release hostages in exchange for Israeli troop pullbacks from Gaza. The Israeli army ordered the evacuation of about 100,000 Palestinians from Rafah, indicating a possible ground invasion. This move has raised global concerns, especially as aid agencies warn it could worsen Gaza's humanitarian crisis. U.S. President Joe Biden has expressed concerns about an invasion of Rafah and suggested a ceasefire with Hamas. Hamas and Qatar have warned that an invasion of Rafah could derail ceasefire efforts. Israeli officials have rejected a U.S.-backed proposal that raised the possibility of ending the war and a pullout of Israeli troops in return for the release of all hostages held by Hamas. The Israeli army has ordered people to move from parts of Rafah to a nearby humanitarian zone called Mediation. Around 450,000 displaced Palestinians are already sheltering in Mediation. After the evacuation order, Palestinians in Rafah are grappling with having to uproot their families once again. The United Nations says an attack on Rafah could disrupt the distribution of aid across Gaza. The Rafah crossing into Egypt, a main entry point for aid to Gaza, remains open. Jan Egeland, Secretary General of the Norwegian Refugee Council, condemned the evacuation order and the idea that people should go to Mediation. Israel's bombardment and ground offensives in Gaza have killed more than 34,700 Palestinians. Tensions escalated when Hamas fired rockets at Israeli troops, killing 4 soldiers. Meanwhile, Israeli airstrikes on Rafah killed 22 people. The mediators over the ceasefire, the United States, Egypt, and Qatar, are trying to salvage a ceasefire deal.